Question number 26 states here that we want to be able to write the domain of the piecewise function. Well, if we take a look at the domain, we know that one of the restrictions is x is less than 0, and the other one is x is greater than or equal to 2. So if we draw our number line, we have 0 and we have 2. We have negative infinity here, and then we have positive infinity. So if we want to find a domain of this function, we can see that we have a parenthesis at 0 and it's less than 0. We have a bracket at 2 and it's greater than that. So that means we have negative infinity to 0 with a parenthesis, union, bracket 2 to infinity. Okay, so let's just take a look at what this would look like on the graph. So we're going to go to Desmos. So we have 3x minus 4, and then we have negative 4x squared. Okay. So we're going to copy this graph, and then we're just going to visually see what's happening with this graph to represent what we just got for our answer. Now this is just an extra piece, but again, it's just nice to visually see what is happening with a piecewise function. Now what we graph right now doesn't represent a piecewise function, but we're going to then do that. Okay, so if we take a look at the first graph, you can see that we have 3x minus 4 if x is less than 0. So if x is less than 0, that means that here at 0, you have an open circle. And everything below here is less than 0. Okay? And then with the negative 4x squared, everything has to be greater than or equal to 2. So that means at 2, you're going to have a closed circle on this graph, and then it's going to go in this direction. So that means everything else we shouldn't have on the graph. So I'm just going to use something to kind of like trace over that. So you can see here that this graph, this piece wouldn't exist. Because of the restriction, and neither would this piece. And so that would represent the domain of the function. Now again, let's take a look at the domain of the function. That means we're going from negative infinity all the way to 0 with an open circle. So that's why we have our parenthesis. And then we're going to start at 2 with a closed circle. So we have our bracket going towards positive infinity.